What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video music as a musician myself, and today is the return of RimWorld. I've done this game a couple of times, and I feel bad because every time I return to it, I always forget what it sounds like because I listen to hundreds of songs all the time. But I do remember that there's acoustic guitar in it, and it's kind of chill-ish. We're going to be hearing Tribal Assembly from Peach's Lamb and Block Universe from the channel Martin with 2 A's. I believe both of these are composed by Alistair Lindsay. Requested by Justin and Arthur. Let's get back into it. Maybe it'll start coming back to me once I hear it. I just remember, again, the vibes of it. Chill, acoustic guitar, kind of spacey, reverb stuff. This is Tribal Assembly. Cool name. From RimWorld. Cool guitar stuff going on here. My guitar brain is firing off. Very ambient, you know, but cool. Chill is a good word for it. High production value too. Everything sounds so crisp. This might be a long shot and kind of a shot in the dark, but I feel like the keyboard is a Roland. I've heard similar sounds on Rolands, which is vague, but it's a guess. Cool beat too. My guess is that this is, well, it's an electric guitar for sure, but it's an electric guitar playing cleanly. A touch of reverb on it, and it sounds like a single coil guitar, which is brighter. Which, if I had to take a guess, it sounds like a Fender Stratocaster because of the sound and the bar. You can hear it. That has that surf. That's cool. And then they just arpeggiate. Everything's very like low impact. Oh, never mind. Medium now. Cool. Little overdrive on the guitar now. Little dirt. That's 2 guitars. That's 2 guitars playing the same lead. Oh no, I think it's a guitar and then like a glockenspiel to follow it. 2 things are playing at the same time. It sounds like a John Mayer song all of a sudden. I feel like I should be at the beach listening to this. A lot of shakers in this song. Triangle. As soon as the shakers have stopped. Drum solo? Yeah, you can hear that. That's the whammy bar. On the first chord only, I think. It's not there. Let's see if we hear it again. On this chord right here. And then these don't have it. Cool chord progression. Very nice chord choices too, and voices, chord voicings. A lot of like overtones, kind of just like blanketing the strings. I feel like this is good sleeping music. Shakers, triangles. That was cool. As a guitar player, I was finding a lot of things. Like I said, it sounded to me like well, it didn't have to necessarily be like a Fender Stratocaster. That's just what odds are, since that's the most, I think, the most popular guitar in the world. Maybe second. I don't know. It's always between the Gibson Les Paul and the Fender Stratocaster. But the sound of the Stratocaster is kind of apparent sometimes, that it has a thinner, high trebly sound. And I've also noticed that on those style of guitars, if you play a little too hard when it's clean, you can get a little bit of like grit out of it. So that's another reason I thought it was like style of guitar, because you can tell the playing was really soft. It was like bring, bring, bring. It wasn't like any pick attack at all, really. And that's how you have to kind of keep that sound, is by playing lightly. Otherwise, you know, they're magnets that are picking up this frequency. Anyways, and then of course the little wow, those come standard on the bridge of Fenders. So yeah, and everything had a little bit of but because of that whammy bar going down on the chords, it always, every time I hear that, I always think of surf rock. You know, surf rock just does that all the time. But it was cool because it was like a combination of genres to me. It was like a surf flare. It had this, I don't even know what you call the rest of the genre here. I mean, it's just, there's so many like micro genres of chill. It's not lo-fi. And then you have the hand percussion. So it was just kind of like it was a new sound. I think that's kind of the main takeaway here, is like that was a new sound for me. You don't always, well, I don't always hear stuff like that every day. So yeah, that was really cool. I thought hearing the song title, reading the song title, I should say, that it was going to be just a lot more, not chill. So yeah, and that was pretty much it. Doesn't say anything about it. It's got a lot of views, but there's no information on it. But yeah, I think, like I said, so far, I'm pretty sure everything I've heard from the soundtrack has been in this style, give or take. I don't think it's really ever gone more than, you know, that mellowed out sound, which is fine. I'm just saying. That's what I know it as. This is Block Universe. Oh, this is DLC. This is RimWorld Royalty. Oh, I see. Okay. Have I done Royalty? I don't know. I just saw that right now. I have no idea if I've done Royalty. Maybe. Either way, DLC. Cool. Block Universe. With a title like that, I have no idea. Let's make a prediction. I never make predictions. Let's make a prediction. I think the first thing we're going to hear is a tambourine. I don't know what's making me think that. Let's go. I was off. Sounds like a clav keyboard. Acoustic's back. Cool character. I feel like I'm gonna look like that in a couple of years. Should I buy a goblet? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I have no idea. I never looked into Alistair Lindsay, but I would have to assume they're a guitar player. There's a guitar everywhere in the soundtrack. You know what I just noticed? His outfit is like 2 different eras. It looks Victorian era, and like it looks like in the future too. That's a nice look. Old and new? Old and future. Is there a name for this? What do you call this drip? Damn, he looks sick. What do you call those things anyways? Ruffles things. You know, I've been listening to a lot of Crisis Core music lately, and it reminds me of this. But I like that soundtrack. That whole acoustic, you know, minor sound. Block Universe. What I should do since we have 3 minutes left. Let's get a synopsis of RimWorld so I can forget it again in a month. RimWorld is a construction and management simulation video game developed by Canadian game designer Tynan Sylvester and published by Ludian Studios. Sci-fi colony sim driven by an intelligent AI storyteller. I'm listening, by the way. Who generates stories by simulating psychology, ecology, gunplay, melee combat, climate, biomes. It's rated 5 stars on Steam. And quite a lot of votes for it, too. Oh, the gameplay looks nothing like I imagined. I don't know if I've seen gameplay before. I can't remember anything, dude. It looks like a bird's eye view, top down. This music really is chill though. Jeez, dude. To the point where I think out of, and I mean this sincerely, I think out of every soundtrack I've ever heard here, I can't pinpoint that game where it's like, this soundtrack isn't, like, it's just chill the whole time. I think RimWorld might kind of take the cake on this. Yeah, the sound of the game is really good. I can only imagine the sound effects and stuff. But the recording quality is fantastic. Live instruments. I feel like this composer is a fan of folk, particularly 70s folk music. I can hear that Cat Stevens in there, you know? I can hear that America. I can hear that. Who am I thinking of? Bread. David Gates. Okay, that makes sense then. If the music is like this, if it's something where you're just building and crafting and you're just kind of there in mental stimulation mode. That's what it is. It's mental stimulation music. I didn't look too far into it, but maybe it's like one of those kind of like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing kind of games. I don't know what the genre is really, or maybe it's more like Civilization. I haven't played any of these games. I'm just collecting data as I go with this. What I mean by that style of game is just like something where you think. You're there creating and just, making your character slash town slash community slash whatever, and making it better and improving it and resources and all that kind of stuff. Because on face value, it is kind of confusing, right? Because everything is blind here. And despite me having done a handful of these songs, and despite the requester themselves telling me what's going on, you have to see it through my point of view as well. I get that same response in every video, and I get them all the time. So it's like one ear and out the other, and there's no way I'm going to be able to retain all that information. But from the outside looking in, it's a very aesthetic kind of game, music and visuals. I'm very interested in this style, honestly, this whole like old look, but it looks like a robot from like George Washington days. And that's really cool. It also looks like Revolver Ocelot. So that's cool too. And yeah, the goblet too. I don't know. Damn, like seriously, what a cool looking character. And I've never played a game like that. So whatever kind of style those games are, builders, Sims, SimCity, anything like that, I've never played one. I think the closest thing was Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I played that for like 1 or 2 days when I was in my QA days because someone called in sick and I just like filled in for them. That was the closest I got, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty bored. But I think it's because, well, I know why. It's because I had no idea what was happening. Long story short, if you do a QA project, you at least kind of know what's going on or whatever. This was more like I'm quite literally just filling in time. That's another story. But imagine my first experience with any game like this, and you're kind of thrown into a situation where you just have to play it for 8 hours for 2 days with no context. You're just filling in a time slot. I was like, so you just put this over here and then, But the older I get, I feel like I could maybe I just haven't found the right game to dive into. There's a game I've seen from a streamer I watch. I forgot the name. I don't want to say the wrong name, but it's the word city is in it. Maybe City Skylines or City something, but City is the first word. It's kind of a modern game, and I saw a little bit of it, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this looks like these kind of style of games, while they don't really appeal to me, I can see the charm in them, I guess, And what by that I mean, especially with this kind of music, by that I mean like those games seem very productive, While they may not be for me, I'm not gonna like talk bad about them. They seem like one of those. I could see the appeal of like coming home from work, long day. You don't want to hear your significant other or something. You've done your chores, you've done everything, right? And then like, let me just put this building simulator on and just get lost in it for hours until I go to bed, and then repeat it again, the next day. There's like some therapy to that. I could see it. Now I don't know if that's what's happening here, but I can say with certainty, RimWorld has perhaps, in the whole auditorium, I think it might have the chillest soundtrack I've heard. I wasn't expecting to say that today, but after every song I've heard and noticing this pattern, I think I have to give the title to RimWorld as chillest soundtrack. I don't know, what do you guys think is the chillest soundtrack? Either your opinion or that I've heard. But I don't know. I'm very curious what else is in this game, soundtrack-wise, if it all picks up. Because now I'm thinking it's just music that's meant to loop endlessly, and you're just vibing the hell out while you're, thinking. Think mode on, creative mode on. Let me know. All right, very impressive though. Live instruments, guitars, all that. It's cool with me. So very nice ambience. Although I could definitely see this like going to sleep. So this is a game, excuse me, you want to play at night. Thank you to the requesters. Arthur and Justin, thank you very much. Thank you to all the patrons you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Have a good one.